All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are wrapping up our Q4 tournament. So excited to have all of you here today and really celebrate the success of our students. It's been a great year, and we are so sad to be ending our club debate season, but I think we have some really incredible kids, and you guys have done such a wonderful job over these last few months. Just know that we are so incredibly proud of you. We also want to take this moment to welcome some of our club kids to summer camps. If you guys have not already registered to join us at summer camp, we do still have a couple of spots left. And as our alumni families, we would love to see your kids join us this summer. They're going to be working on a lot more skills when it comes to public speaking and debate, and really advancing the skills that they've already learned in the club league, giving them more opportunities for fun, more opportunities for tournaments, and really to get them to the next level. We can't wait to see them. And we would encourage all of you families that if you are still interested in joining us for the summer, please go ahead and reach out to us as soon as possible. We would love to have those conversations with you about what joining us for another summer means and kind of how we will move your kids from the club league into our summer camps as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us as soon as possible. We don't have many spots left at our camp, so we want to be sure that if you are looking to have your child join us this summer, that we have availability for them. We would love to continue working with them. So with that, I want to bring up Coach Terry, who's going to take over here for the awards ceremony, and also give a quick thank you to Terry. Terry, you do so much for us, whether in camp or in club. We really appreciate all the hard work and dedication running our tournaments, helping with curriculum, really all of the things that you do that I couldn't possibly name, or we'd be here for the next hour and a half. But Terry, we really appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to you. We can't wait to see you all at camp, and good luck with finals and semifinals.
Thank you, Rachel. Well, welcome everybody. It's our last tournament. It's kind of a bittersweet moment, but it has been really, really awesome to see the growth in all of you this season and how far so many of you have come. We are really, really proud of your achievements, and we're going to celebrate those in just a couple of minutes here. First of all, thank you to the students for your hard work and doing a great job of getting into your rounds on time so that we could have the tournament go very smoothly. Thank you to the parents. We appreciate your support. Thank you to all our coaching staff. Could y'all come on camera momentarily so I can just give you a quick shout out? Thank you. So just kind of in the order I can see them on my screen. Coach Kylie, give a wave. Thank you, Coach Kylie. Coach Steve, give a wave. Coach Nicole, give a wave. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then I would like to thank all of the tab room staff who have really had my back for the entire season. And so first of all, Coach Sam, who helps out with one-on-ones with the kids and workshops and lots of behind the scenes stuff now. Appreciate you so much. Felipe, who is our tech guru. Thank you, Felipe, for all that you do. Then we have Rachel, who everybody knows who Rachel is, but Rachel, come on screen, say hi. She does a million and one things as well. And finally, last but certainly not least, Brian Fish, our president, who has done an awesome job of guiding us. Oh, I forgot our guest judge, Chris Ahern. How remiss of me. How could I do that? Chris, if you are on in the room, please get on screen and give a wave. Chris helps us out by judging at tournaments. He's also at camps all summer. Many of us will be at camp. I can't wait to see some of you. I know quite a few students I've talked to are coming to camp, and a lot of the people you see on screen right now will also be at camp this summer, and you'll get a chance to see them. So thank you all so much. Now here comes the part where I explain the difference between advancing to semifinals and winning a speaker award. It's really important to understand that difference because sometimes it can be confusing if you don't know. So the speaker awards are for the points that the judges awarded to the students during the course of the 3 rounds of debate. And those points get added up, and the highest point total, regardless of the win-loss record of the student, the highest point total is going to be the top speaker. Now, sometimes the top speaker and the people advancing are, there's Chris on screen. Wave hi, Chris. Thank you so much for your expertise. We appreciate you. Sometimes the top point scorer is also one of the 4 semifinals, but sometimes people in the top 10 obviously can't all be in the semifinals. And sometimes somebody's in the semifinals and they didn't necessarily get a speaker award. So they're 2 different things. So the speaker awards will be the top 10 speakers based solely on their point totals from the judges. And then after that, I will announce the 4 advancing debaters into the semifinals. Okay, are we ready to go? Awesome. All right, we will start with our 10th speaker. Felipe, are you ready? Okay, awesome. Our 10th speaker today is Ryden. Congratulations. Good job, Ryden. Well done, sir. Our 9th speaker is Linus. Excellent work. Our 8th speaker is Mahi. Well done. Good job, Mahi. Our 7th speaker is Yang. Excellent work. Way to go. Our 6th speaker is Jonathan. Congratulations, Jonathan. Good job. Our 5th speaker is Navitri. Navitri, congratulations. Good work. Our 4th speaker is Josh. Congratulations, Josh. Great job. Our 3rd speaker is Audrey. Well done, Audrey. Well done. Our 2nd speaker is Marcus. Congratulations, Marcus. And our top speaker, again, is Mehul. Congratulations. Excellent work, everybody. Congratulations, Mehul. Well deserved. You guys did awesome. Awesome, awesome. So proud of all of you. Now we're going to move on to who is in the semifinals. The first semifinal will be a repeat of round 3. So this should be interesting. We will have Mehul versus Jonathan, which I'm sure is going to be a knockdown drag out. It's going to be a great debate. And that judging panel will be Rachel as the chair, with Chris and Nicole as the other 2 judges. Great debate with 2 great debaters and a terrific judging panel. This will be awesome. And another awesome debate we're going to have will be between Marcus and Trisha. And the judging panel there will be chaired by Coach Sam, along with Steve and Kylie. We are going to have those rounds immediately after I finish talking, which will be momentarily. And those rounds will be in tab room. After the semifinal round, the chairs will announce the result. And then we will have the final round in a separate Zoom room, not through tab room. The ballots, just like we always do, the ballots will be in tab room, but the round itself will be on YouTube so that everybody can watch, because we want to see how awesome y'all all are, because it's going to be terrific. Thank you so much. Good luck to everybody. And I'll let you go. Rachel, do you have any last words for us before I let everybody go?
No last words, just a couple of things. Reminders, if you are competing in those rounds, make sure we're checking our dress code. Ties are buttoned. We have our shirts on. Fix your hair any way that you need. Get your cards, get your refutation cards, your opening cards, everything you need, and we'll see you in your rounds.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final round. Let's go ahead. Let's get our cameras on. See our speakers. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Mehul. Congrats on making it this far. I'm expecting a very fun, exciting final round. We do have a chair of judges. So we do have, I think, 5 total judges here. So this will be the first time for us. So very excited to get started. And if I could see one thing, I'd like to see your note cards that you're going to be using before the start of each speech. So make sure you have those on hand. I don't need to see them right this second. Thank you. We're all ready to get started then. Without further ado, I'd like to invite our pro-sided speaker, Marcus. If I could see your note card on both sides of your note card, we'll get that started. Exceptional. Thank you, Marcus.
All right, ready, Mehul? I can just start now if I wanted to.
Yep, you are good to get started.
All right. You have just received a call from Joe Biden telling you not to vote in the upcoming election. What would you do? Well, on January 22nd, 2024, 5,000 New Hampshire voters had to answer that question. It turns out that Joe Biden's voice was an AI replica, and it caused some possible voters to not vote at all in the election. That is why I believe AI misinformation has the power to change the results of elections. To support this claim, I have 2 points. 1, people will lose trust in the media. And 2, it's already been proven that AI misinformation has changed elections. For my first point, AI misinformation can cause people to lose trust in the media. To start off, AI uses deepfakes. To define a deepfake is a fake audio, video, or photograph that depicts something that did not actually happen. According to CNET, AI can make very convincing and accurate-looking information, and according to NBC News, AI is very simple to use. For those of you who have used AI, you probably know how simple it is, but those of you who haven't, let me explain. You put something in, you get something out. It's a one-step process, and it's very, very simple. You can master it in minutes. According to Ars Technica, it takes $552 and 2 weeks to make a decent-looking AI deepfake. To put this into perspective, according to Media Culture, commercials take around $1,000 to $1 million to make, and this isn't even factoring in the time cost. You might be wondering, how does this all tie together? Well, let me explain. Because AI is convincing and accurate looking, and so easy to master, you can get armies of people posting AI misinformation on the internet. Because it's so cheap to make and mass produce, you can cause internet information floods, and you wouldn't be able to tell what is real or fake because almost all of it is fake. When this happens, people cannot make educated decisions about who they're going to vote for, and therefore might not vote at all. The alternative is that they attack social workers when they see fake videos of social workers shredding ballots. This is bad on 2 levels because 1, when you can't trust our democracy implodes, and when we can't trust the media, we don't vote, which concentrates power into the minority. My second point, it has already been proven. There was a Slovakian deepfake that was released against the Western candidate, and when the Western candidate and the Russian candidate went head-to-head, the Russian candidate ended up winning. This demonstrates a very plausible connection between the deepfake and the results of the election. Secondly, in an Argentinian election, there's a deepfake release that caused one of the candidates to blame it on AI. The thing is, we don't know if it's AI or not. And when we don't know this, we can blame real true things on falsehoods, which causes us to lose trust even more. And that causes us to not vote or maybe attack social workers. In conclusion, voting changes an election, but so does not voting at all. When you don't vote, someone else from the other party has power over you. And not voting is half as effective as getting someone to switch sides, which is a lot harder. In addition, it has already been proven that AI has influenced elections in the past. Our democracy is at stake here. If you want to save our democracy, the time to act is now. Vote proud. Thank you very much.
Excellent, thank you. Starting cross-examination. Who can I see the note card you'll be using for cross-examination? So on the other side. Perfect, thank you.
Is everyone ready? So your two main points was that one, people can lose trust in the media, and two, it is already proven to change the outcomes of elections, correct?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay, so for your introduction, which you mentioned the robocall that happened in New Hampshire, people found out this was a fake robocall, correct?
Yes.
So doesn't that mean that that can happen with other deepfakes and images and videos too?
Sure, that could happen. But you're forgetting all the deepfakes and robocalls that aren't actually discovered. That's survivorship bias, and it influences a lot of research.
So how much did you say that a deepfake costs to make?
According to Ars Technica, $552, but you can certainly get it cheaper.
But that's only to make a good-looking deepfake. Has $552, correct?
Well, this was a private source. If you are government funded, the cost doesn't really matter. Say if you're Russia trying to influence US elections.
But so how many people have $552 on hand just to create a deepfake?
You'd be surprised how many rich corporations want to influence the president in order to get beneficial policies passed. We've already seen how much money corporations have donated to companies.
But do you have a statistic saying how many corporations would like to do this?
Well, corporations, in essence, are businesses. And when the government can make their lives easier and more profitable. The government has the power to put subsidies in or to lower taxes, both of which a corporation wants. So it's natural that you want to influence the government to benefit your corporation in some way.
Okay, so
And that is time. Thank you, speakers. So Mehul, can I see the note card you'll be using for your opening speech? You on the other side. So thank you.
Is everyone ready? Okay. Let's go back to the year 1999, where there's something called the Y2K scare. Now, what is this? Well, it's the thought that computers were shut down when going from the year 1999 to the 2000s, and people were scared. In order to try and prepare for this, the government and companies worked together to try and stop this. But when the time came, nothing happened. Now, why am I mentioning this? Well, the AI problem that we have right now is really similar to the Y2K scare. If we prepare for it, then we can stop it. Which is why I say that the use of AI to create and spread misinformation does not have the power to change the outcomes of elections for three reasons. One, there's federal and state action. Two, it is distinguishable in younger generations. And three, companies are taking action. Now, my first reason is that this federal and state action, the government will limit the power that AI has to change the outcomes of elections. According to Public Citizen, there are 14 states that have passed and enacted bills regarding this, 3 states that have passed but need a government signature, and 17 states that have legislation pending. This is 34 out of the 50 states that already have a piece of legislation trying to remove AI in elections, and more are to come. And according to AP News, the FCC, which is the Federal Communications Commission, can fine companies for using robocalls. And lastly, according to USA Gov, the Electoral College is made up of electors that vote for the president and the vice president based on their state. And since it is not up to the popular vote, AI has a hard time trying to influence them. And since you can win using the Electoral College, then it can greatly impact then it can greatly reduce the power that AI has. So this just shows that bills, the FCC, and the Electoral College will be able to remove AI's power in the election. Now, my second point is that younger generations can distinguish between what is real and what is fake. They are better at using tech, and they have more practice with media literacy. According to Brookings and Media Literacy Now, 20 states have media literacy programs in the US for middle and high schoolers, and these are just fake news. And more are to come. Like more schools are trying to implement these programs in the future. And according to Tufts University, there are 41 million eligible Gen Z voters in 2020 for the 2024 election, and this number will only grow as future elections come up. So this just shows that there are younger generations who are going to be voting in these elections, and younger generations are also being taught how to combat fake and real information on the web, which they can then spread that information to their parents or other people. Now, my third point is that companies are taking action. There are many deepfake detectors out there, and companies are promising to limit AI. According to NPR, they have multiple audio detectors and they average about a 90% accuracy rate. Some of these include pin drop, AI or not, and AI voice detector. And according to GeekWire, there are deepfake detectors with a 90% accuracy rate. And this is from TrueMedia.org. And lastly, according to Cyberscoop, there are 20 companies, which consist of social media companies as well as AI companies, who are promising to limit AI on their platform at the Munich Security Conference. So this just shows that there are multiple deepfakes on the web that you can use to your advantage to help find out what is real and what is fake. And companies are trying to limit AI on their platform and their creation. So because of these three reasons, one, that there's federal and state action, two, it is distinguishable in younger generations, and three, companies are taking action, I can only conclude that the use of AI to create and spread misinformation does not have the power to change the outcomes of elections. Remember the Y2K scare and how that, when the time came, nothing happened. So because of that, please vote for Khan. Thank you.
Thank you. And Marcus, can I see the note card you'll be using for cross-examination? Excellent. The other side. Great. Thank you.
Start cross when I want.
You're good to get started.
Ready, Mehul? So in your opening speech, you are equivalenting the Y2K scare and our AI problem today, correct?
Correct.
And you also say in your first point that 34 out of 50 states have legislators dealing with AI.
Correct.
This only applies to people inside the state, correct?
Well, with state legislation, correct.
Okay. And for your next point, you said that younger generations are better at detecting tech or deepfakes, correct?
Correct.
Do you have any exact statistics backing this up?
I do not have any exact statistics. However, I do know that these younger generations are being taught how to combat between fake and real information, so that can help a lot.
Okay. You also mentioned that there are 41 million new Gen Z voters in your second point, correct?
Correct.
Do you know what the exact voting percentages of people who are voting are?
No.
Okay. For your third point, you said that deepfake detectors with a 90% accuracy rate can detect deepfakes, correct?
Correct.
And you also said, according to Cyberscoop, 20 companies are limiting AI, correct?
Correct.
Couldn't people use companies outside those 20 that don't have AI limitations?
Well, these 20 companies are the biggest corporations that are relating to AI. And so even if they use a smaller company, that isn't real, most people might not look at that because it is not up to a larger audience.
So you're saying that larger AI companies influence a larger amount of people, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That is time. And thank you, speakers. For our pro-refutation speech, would you like to use any of your prep time?
I just need to grab a few note cards, so it shouldn't be that long. Okay. Order these correctly. And I think I'm good. In my opponent's first argument, my opponent stated that 34 out of the 50 states have legislature that prevents the use of AI. But in cross-examination, my opponent also said that this only applies to people in the states. That means that if a person from Russia, say, backed by the government, wanted to influence our elections, our local laws wouldn't be able to do anything about it because it has become an international issue. Secondly, a second one of my refutations is, according to the Wall Street Journal, January 7th, 2021, deepfakes cannot be prohibited under law, as this violates the First Amendment. According to a Supreme Court case in 2012, lying is still protected by the First Amendment. And because deepfakes are a form of lying, therefore they are protected by the First Amendment and cannot be outlawed. My opponent's second point, my opponent says that because Gen Z voters, 41 million of them, are now eligible to vote, that it will not influence elections because we can't influence those Gen Z voters as much. However, my opponent forgot to take into consideration that not all of them will vote. According to Louisa Zhao, 73% of adults, 50 to 64, use social media, and 45% of adults, 65 plus, use social media. In 2018, 60% of the voters were 50 plus, and in 2022, this increased to 64%, according to Pew Research Center. That means that Gen Z voters aren't actually the majority of voters, and that older people with less tech skills and less ways of dealing with misinformation are actually the majority of voters, meaning that you just need to influence those points. My opponent also claimed that the Electoral College will save us because the electors don't actually have to vote with public opinion. But this goes in both ways, as we can influence the people who are in the Electoral College using AI misinformation and deepfakes. And based on how close our elections have been, just influencing 5 points will change an election in its entirety. For my opponent's third point, my opponent argues that we can use fact checkers and independent media to combat misinformation. But according to Grace Ables, a staff writer at PolitiFact, May 31st, 2023, AI is not a reliable fact-checking tool. This is further supported by Jonathan Gilham, the CEO of Originality.ai, which is a website made specifically for fact-checking. According to their research, their fact-checking bot only had a 73% accuracy, and ChatGPT-4 only has 68% accuracy. My opponent also said mistakenly in cross-examination that the size of an AI company correlates to the audience it can reach. But that's actually not true. You just need to be able to make a decent AI video, and then you can post on social media where you'll get a much larger audience, which means that my opponent was wrong there and had a mistaken assumption. To conclude, my opponent's arguments cannot be believed, as you cannot rely on fact checkers or the younger population to save our democracy. Now, when you can't rely on this stuff, when you can't rely on our democracy being saved by these younger people, our democracy is influenced, and that influences presidential results in its entirety. Thank you.
Thank you. And then Mehul, do you need any preparation time?
Yeah, can I have 30 seconds?
30 seconds. Perfect, and that's been 30 seconds. Can I see your refutation cards? Excellent, the other side. Perfect, thank you.
I think I forgot to show mine.
Is everybody ready? My opponent's two main points are that one, that deepfakes can lose trust in the media, and two, it is already proven that deepfakes can influence the outcomes of elections. However, for my opponent's first point, which is that you can lose trust in the media, he states that you need $552 in order to make a somewhat realistic deepfake. However, not many people have $552 just to spend on one deepfake that can change the outcome of elections. But he talks about corporations. And even if these corporations do want to spend that money, that's $552 for one deepfake. That is a lot of money. And these deepfakes, he says that they are somewhat accurate. So they might not even be accurate enough. As I've seen with some deepfakes, they have extra fingers, blurry spots, and other things that can help identify if it's fake or real. Also, like I was mentioning, people can spot these deepfakes using deepfake checkers. If they use these deepfake checkers to help find out what is true or what is fake on the media, they can easily find out if they should believe that trusted website or not. Now, for my opponent's second point, which is that AI is already proven to influence the outcomes of elections, I have some responses to it. Like I've said in my opening speech with Public Citizen, AI is being removed in the United States, which AI is being removed in the United States, and more legislature is going to come in the future. Also, I've stated in my third point, my opening speech, that companies are trying to take action against AI. So even if you can't post different deepfakes you can't post different deepfakes or other kind of AI generated misinformation on these social media websites because they are trying to limit it on their own website. Now for my third response, my opponent states an election where a deepfake helped a candidate win. However, he does not explain the direct correlation that deepfake had in that election. He just states that there was a deepfake and that this Russian candidate won. There could have been multiple other factors why that Russian candidate won. So now I have shown why my opponent's points do not stand and why the use of AI to create and spread misinformation does not have the power to change the outcomes of elections. Thank you.
Lynn, thank you. Marcus, would you like to use your prep time before the closing speech?
All prep used, please.
Excellent. Okay, and that's been time. Can I see your note card for closing? Awesome. The other side. Thank you, Marcus.
By the way, is there a limit to how many note cards I could take? Like, could I take a second note card for this if I wanted to, or not?
I believe so. I believe you're able to take a second note card for your closing.
Oh.
But you only have the one.
Can I register this one in as well?
I see the other side. So thank you. Perfect. Thank you.
This debate boils down to one key argument. Will AI deepfakes be cheap and good enough for corporations to use them and influence elections? To argue with this, my opponent has a lot of refutations against my 2 points, which is internet flood of misinfo and examples. Corporations won't spend enough money, he says, but corporations have access to bulk deals that people like us would not usually have access to. My opponent also said that they're only somewhat accurate against my arguments, but it will still actually influence people. Finally, my opponent says that fact checkers will spot the AI misinformation, but they are not 100% accurate. So dealing with a huge information flood, they wouldn't be able to catch all of it. And when the stuff that does slip through gets onto the media, people will think it's true and therefore will believe it. Finally, next up, my opponent says that AI is going to be removed because the government will implement law enforcement and all of those government regulatory actions. But this does not work if we're going international, if Russia or like North Korea is trying to influence our elections. That won't work. Finally, my opponent says that companies are taking action against AI, but you can sidestep this by just using different AI companies, which my opponent claimed that doesn't work because it influences only a small amount. But if you just share it on social media, it just sidesteps his claim because you can influence a large amount of people. Now, onto my opponent's arguments. My opponent argued that AI cannot influence our elections because law enforcement's there, but when we meddle in international affairs, our local laws can't do anything about that, and it's still going to be influenced. Finally, laws do not actually eliminate, it just dissuades people from doing it, meaning that corporations who want to get their way in the government will keep doing this and spreading AI misinformation across politics. In my world, we know that AI deepfakes are here. We are making better fact checkers, fighting against it with all our might and preventing information floods. But in my opponent's world, we're relying on faulty fact checkers, relying on faulty government regulations, ineffective legislation, and weak legislatures to lead our country. Do you want this to happen to our country taken over by misinformation? I'm sure you don't. And if you do not want our country to be taken over by misinformation, I urge you, vote pro. The time to act is now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mehul, would you like to use some prep time?
The rest of it. I'm ready.
Can I see your closing note card?
Can I have 2 note codes?
Mhm.
Great, so these are my 2.
And then the other side.
There's nothing on the back.
Perfect. Thank you.
Is everyone ready? Judges, let me tell you why I win this debate. My most important point is that there's federal and state action being taken. But my opponent's refutation against this is that this has no limit on foreign countries and that it is infringement of the First Amendment. However, I can respond first to his foreign countries point, which is in my third point, I've stated that social media companies have promised to limit AI. So where would these foreign countries post their deepfakes and other AI misinformation? Also, why would Americans believe these foreign countries if they know that these foreign countries have malicious intent on America? And for my opponent's second claim, which is that it's an infringement on the First Amendment, this would have been brought up in the legislation when these bills are trying to be passed. However, they've already been passed, which means that they have passed the check of the First Amendment, proving his claim false. Now, for my opponent's point, which is that my opponent's most important point, which is that it loses trust in the media, I have stated that it is an expense. He stated that it is an expensive amount to create these deepfakes, and there are multiple deepfake checkers to help combat the spread of deepfakes on the media. So let me compare worlds. In his world, people are constantly scared. They fear that deepfakes will be controlling the election, every election after the 2024. But in my world, we've accepted that deepfakes can be conquered, and we are constantly improving deepfake checkers. We are constantly passing more bills to try and limit AI, and the life is great. If you want this world, please vote for the con side and stop for people being scared. Thank you.
Excellent job, speakers. It was an exceptional debate.
Good job, Mehul.
Yeah, you too.
So love that, love that. The judges and I are going to submit our ballots, and we'll be able to come back and tell you all the results. So, but thank you all for putting on such a good round.
Thank you guys. Again, I want to just take a second to thank everybody. Thank you, judges. Thank you, Mehul. Thank you, Marcus. Congratulations to you both. While the judges are getting their scores in here, we do have to do our traditional photo, right? Absolutely. So let me move some things around here. Let's put our finalists at the top. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and see if we can do a high five across the screen. So Mehul, yep, you're going that way. Perfect. Marcus, you're going the other way. We're going to see if, other one. You guys are right next to each other on my screen. There you go. Get a little bit down, Marcus, so I can see your face. Perfect. Get really close. Oh my gosh, you guys did it. All right, perfect. Some of the fun we have to do. Awesome. Don't smile too big. All right, perfect. Great job, you guys. Awesome. All right, take just a minute. Take some deep breaths while our judges finish up and get our final results in. All right, judges, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you have dropped your decision in our chat. You finished your ballot. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So once again, I want to thank you all so much for your participation. Students, I really want to thank you guys over the last, I think, 36 weeks, 9 months, 8 weeks, however much time you've spent with us. We really appreciate the hard work that you guys really put in. Ultimately, how competitive our circuit or how competitive our program is and how much work we put in is what we get out of it. And I see how much work you guys have put in, which has landed you here in finals. So just know that we are very proud of you both. We also really hope to see you guys at camp. If you're not going to camp, we really hope to see you. We have more things to work on with you. And that goes for any parent in our club league. If you want your student to join us at camp, we have many more things to work with them. And luckily, all of us will be at summer camp this summer. So we're looking to see some familiar faces. But with that, let's see, our final result is going to be in first place. Our tournament winner for the quarter 4 tournament is going to be Mehul on the con. But just know this was a very close debate. So Mehul, congratulations. But also Marcus, congratulations to you too, because this was a very close debate. We had to even bring in extra judges just to be sure that we were all evaluating you guys. And so we will get you some great feedback. Again, we hope to see you guys at camp. And if not at camp, definitely in club next year. I think you guys have set the bar really high. But with that, thank you judges too. Thank you judges for all that you guys did today. We really appreciate the time that you guys spent. Thank you everybody who was here. We're going to do Capital Debate 2 thumbs up this time for everybody who's on screen right now. I'm going to do 1 thumb up here, maybe. All right. Go ahead and smile. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for all the hard work that you have done. We can't wait to see you guys again next year. That wraps up our Club Debate League for the season. And I think what a wonderful showing to have ended on. So thank you guys so much. We will see you again very soon. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Great job, boys. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.